Freak Show. Thank you so much to my patrons, Alicia, Mia, and baby Jalen George, Lisa Lee, No Tell Hotel, Michael Mullins Wright, Kenny Joseph, Don Ford, X Misa, Scott Bryant, Sookie Fawn, Shane, Mike Gedney, and Debbie Eppy Babebi. I am so excited to bring you some of the best fan theories that I've been reading out there online. Now, please know that I could not include every single fan theory. So if I was not able to include your theory, I apologize. Okay, the first one that we have right here is from Alex Slim, who is a member of the Freaks of AHS on Facebook. Alex says, I don't know if this is true, but I find it to be an interesting theory and I want to know what your take on it is. Kyle and Ash's characters might be Kit Walker's kid. Okay, so I have to say that it is an amazing theory. However, it is not possibly true. Asylum, if I am correct, happens in 1964. So possibly the kids are born 1965, 66, 67. So let's say, for example, the latest would be 1967. Seeing as that the children at that point would be significantly older and these children look to be at least in their early 20s. I do not think that this theory is possible, but I do love it. Remember, guys, Michael Langdon appears significantly older because remember in 2011 at the end of Murder House, he is significantly older than when he was born. Excuse me, I guess it was like 2013 or the point is that Michael Langdon ages faster due to the fact that he is the Antichrist. Possibly Kit's children age slower because they are made from possibly some alien DNA, or the aliens have considered these two people to be so special that they have slowed their age down. So I love the theory, Alex. Next fan theory that we have is from Jonathan Hunter on Twitter. Jonathan says, could the disease that brings the apocalypse this season be pestilence, the white horseman of the four horsemen of the apocalypse? Would make sense with the red horseman being war, the black horseman being famine and oppression, and then the pale horseman being the apprentice. I definitely believe that the apocalypse that we are going to see will be biblical. So I had to include this because I do agree that we will see the horsemen somewhere in this apocalypse. Because if it is biblical, of course, that's what follows the actual disappearance of God rapturing his church. And there was a picture, I think, of Emma Roberts and Evan Peters, and they were sitting in front of this painting of one of the horsemen, like from the apocalypse or something like that. So I definitely believe that it might have been a little egg, and I definitely agree that it's very possible. I loved this one right here from Jordan Sharkey on Twitter. And Jordan says, in one of the episodes, there are two cribs in the murder house for Vivian's babies. One was red, obviously meant for Michael, and one was white, meant for Jeffrey. I can't believe that Jordan found this connection. Since Michael is the Antichrist, then could this half-twin brother be his undoing? Could one of the witches revive him, and could he undo the apocalypse and be some sort of savior? The two cribs make me think of the scorpions in the promo for Apocalypse. The fig representing Vivian's womb, and the scorpions representing Michael and Jeffrey, especially the promo where the two scorpions fought against each other. The doctor in episode 10 told Vivian and Ben that one of the babies was getting stronger while the other was getting weaker. What do you think? Well, Jordan, I think that was so brilliant that I absolutely had to include it into my theory video, and I am so tongue-tied right now I can barely speak. I just thought it was fantastic. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I really love the fact of how Jordan caught that the crib, one was white and one was red. But I really just thought that that was a fantastic catch, and absolutely with the scorpions. So let me know what your comments are because I think it's absolutely brilliant. This one is from Luke Vermillion on Instagram, and Luke was so sweet to tweet this theory to me, or excuse me, to Instagram this theory to me. Luke says, I think that maybe Michael has full control of the spirit world, and so he is able to make his father Tate appear whenever and whenever he wants. because I couldn't think of how else he could have appeared in that shelter place, which is the outpost number 3. Luke says another thing I just noticed is the zombie thing to the left of Sarah Paulson getting eaten has fangs like a vampire. And he sent me the photo, and I have to say, guys, it does. I put a red circle around it. It's possible that because the picture is pretty dark, maybe that's just something from his last kill still hanging in his teeth, but it does look like some sort of vampire teeth in his mouth. So I am definitely going to take this a step further and check this out in the trailer. I am still in the process of breaking it down for you guys, and I'm hopefully going to have it done before Wednesday. And I will take this theory a step further and check it out for y'all, and let me know what you think about it as well in the comments. Is that a vampire or not? And if it is, did the little vampires that were created by the mother in Hotel, did somehow they start this apocalypse? Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. All right, this one comes from Liz and Allie on Twitter. And I wanted to say thank you both to them so much for this theory, because I thought it was so fantastic. Now, I had posted about anybody thinking that a new Supreme will rise this season. Liz replied, perhaps Venable, or someone who will take the coven down a dark path of Satanism. Allie replied, I like this idea. Great idea. Maybe Cordelia will die and a new, more powerful Supreme will take her place. Madison! Madison! Anyway, Liz replied, I believe Venable worships the Antichrist, and like Hunted in the teaser, probably existed for centuries, feeding off of the life forces of other witches, which is why we only see one witch so far. And Allie said, maybe she is a witch like the ones from Hocus Pocus, only more powerful, and instead of sucking out the life forces of children, she sucks out the life forces of other powerful witches. And I have to say, guys, that their idea was much cooler than a new Supreme Rising. So again, I had to include it. And again, thank you so much to Liz and Allie. The whole concept of Venable being a witch and gaining her power by sucking out the souls of other witches would certainly explain why Cordelia and her coven are at outpost number 3, as we have seen in the trailer. This one comes from Zombie Dude 245 on YouTube, and he says, I like this theory about Madison Montgomery coming back to life. So basically, she's a zombie witch. I have a theory that in an apocalypse season, there could be most likely zombies. So we can have any dead character in AHS history brought back to life. So as far as I know, yes, the dead come back to life. Now, Nan specifically went to go off with Papa Legba because she said that that was better than staying in this world with Fiona and Marie Laveau and such. Misty turned into ashes. Madison was strangled. So I definitely have a theory of all of these characters, how they could come back without the apocalypse happening. But more likely, I just thought that Zombie Dude 245 was so on point when he said that the absolute apocalypse, if it is biblical, that it will bring any dead character in American Horror Story back to life. A lot of you have sent me this idea. I think it's fabulous, and I am ready for it to happen. I know I jumped off the diving board with theories, but I had to come up with alternative explanations of how these witches could come back, aside from, well, it's a revelation, so they will be naturally brought back. So thank you so much, Zombie Dude 245, for your theory, doll. This theory comes from Andrew Whitbread, and this is from my Freaks of AHS group. Andrew says, calling it now, the alien kids from Asylum are going to kill the Antichrist, or were at least made to. So then we guys have a theory of who the kids are, and now we have a theory of what their mission is going to be. Andrew is convinced that his theory is right, and I had to put it in this video because I am convinced as well. Something is going to happen with these children. Excuse me, and I shouldn't call them children. Something will happen with these young people, and they will possibly bring about change, because you guys know how Ryan Murphy is, him and Brad. And I'm sure they're going to sneak a tiny bit of politics into this season. And the children are definitely the future, and they're the ones who obviously insist on change. So, Andrew, excellent theory. Thank you so much for sharing it in the group. If you guys would like to join the Freaks of AHS on Facebook, there is a link to the group in the description. Okay, the final fan theory tonight is from Jackson Englert. Jackson says, hear me out. What if our characters Venable and Michael are a part of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the witches are set out to defeat them in some way? This would be such an amazing storyline to unfold. I think that it would absolutely be a great thing as well, Jackson. I agree with all of it, because the four horsemen, that means that the apocalypse will be biblical, and that the coven will be absolutely against Michael and Venable, who I am still convinced as well that they will be some team. So thank you so much, Jackson, for tweeting that to me. You are absolutely incredible. I heard you out and I loved your theory. So what did you guys think of these fan theories? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, I'd love to hear what your theories and ideas are. Please leave them for me in the comments, and hopefully I will get a chance to make one more fan theory video before the premiere of American Horror Story Apocalypse. When American Horror Story Apocalypse news explodes, so to speak, I go live. So make sure that you click the subscribe and the notification bell button so you'll be notified when I do. Thank you all so much for watching. Links to Freaks of AHS is in the description, and link to my Patreon is in the description as well. Thanks again for watching, and beware of sexy scathach.
Beware of sexy scathach.